Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We have a fascinating stack of sources on the desk today, and honestly, looking through this, it feels like we're finally giving you the keys to a time machine. We're moving away from, the eternal now and
Yeah.
stepping into the story.
Where were you last night at 8 p.m.?
I'm sorry. I was at the library. I was studying.
Likely story. And your accomplices, where were they?
They were with me. We were all there.
Good. You passed the first test. You established an alibi.
Okay, what was that all about?
You see, up until this moment, a learner could only exist in the present. They could say, I am here,
Right.
but they couldn't tell me where they were 5 minutes ago.
Without the past tense, you are essentially a ghost without a history.
A ghost without a history. That's such a striking image from the intro notes. It really highlights what's at stake here. If you can't use the past tense, you can't share memories, you can't explain yourself, you can't tell a story.
Precisely. Life is a narrative, and a narrative, by its very definition, has already happened. So our mission today is to look backward.
It is. Based on all this research, our mission is to master the past tense of the verb to be, specifically two small, very powerful words that anchor our entire personal history.
Was and were.
Was and were.
It's interesting because, learners often feel intimidated by the past tense. They assume because it's history, it has to be complex.
But it's not. The breakdown in our sources actually suggests the opposite. The system gets leaner.
Leaner. How so?
It's a logic of reduction. Think about the present tense of to be. You have to juggle 3 balls, right?
Am, is, and are.
Am is are, I am, he is, they are.
Right. 3 distinct words to memorize.
But in the past tense, well, the English language throws one of those balls away. We simplify the count.
Down to 2.
Down to just 2. Just 2 words to cover every single person, object, and event in the universe.
So was and were. That's it.
That's the binary choice.
Okay, so let's unpack the logic. The sources lay this out as a really strict division.
It's the golden rule of the past. If you're talking about one thing, one person, one dog, one idea you use, was.
So for the subjects, I, he, she, it.
Exactly. I was, he was, it was.
Simple enough. But I want to highlight something from one of the papers here. It calls I was the anchor of identity.
That's a beautiful way to put it. When you say I was happy, you're claiming that emotion. It's part of your permanent record.
It asserts your existence in a timeline.
Yes. Let's try a repetition loop right now just to lock that anger in. I want you to feel the weight of it.
Let's do it.
Repeat after me. I was tired.
Your turn now. I was tired.
It's short, sharp, and singular.
Okay, so that's the singular.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, naturally, we move to the plural. If the group gets bigger, the verb changes. We switch to were.
And this covers we and they.
We were, they were. Correct. For example, they were late, or we were happy.
Now, this is where I want to dive a little deeper because the sources had a really fascinating note on the word you.
Ah, yes. The you trap.
The you trap, exactly. I feel like so many learners stumble on this. They see one person, they look at me, and their brain says singular.
So they want to say you was.
And that's just forbidden.
It's one of those grammatical errors that a native speaker will notice immediately. You always takes were. Always.
And the reason for this is the part I love, it goes back to Old English.
It does.
According to the historical notes, it's not random. We used to have a singular word, didn't we?
We did. We had thou. Thou.
Thou was.
Thou was. It was singular and informal, but you was the formal plural form. A bit like vous in French.
Right. And over time, English speakers just decided to be polite to everyone.
Yes.
So we started using the formal you for everybody.
And thou just faded away. It died out.
So when you say you were to one person today, you're actually using a historical plural. You're treating that one person with the weight of a crowd.
That is a fantastic way to visualize it.
So you sits at the cool kids table with the plurals because it's historically fancy.
A perfect way to remember it. So the list for were is unbreakable. We, they, and you.
Okay, let's lock that in with another loop.
Repeat, they were late.
There you. They were late.
Good. Now, before we move on, we have to touch on the negative. Because life isn't always yes. Sometimes we need to say no.
And the sources are pretty clear here. It's simple. You just add not.
But we're building conversationalists, not textbook readers.
So we contract.
We contract. Was not becomes wasn't.
And were not becomes weren't.
Weren't. That is a tricky sound, isn't it? It's almost like a little growl. We weren't there.
It really is. It feels like you have to chew on the word a bit. Weren't.
It does require a bit of gymnastics with the tongue, which actually leads us perfectly into the next section of our analysis.
The pronunciation.
We have the logic, that binary choice of was and were, but the sound, that's where the real deep dive is.
I completely agree. The phonetic section in the sources was an eye-opener for me. There's a specific note here about the schwa.
The schwa, the upside-down E, the most common and maybe the most important sound in English.
And the note says that were is almost entirely made of that schwa sound.
It is. Many learners, they see W-E-R-E and they want to give it full value. They want to say where.
Like I wear a shirt.
Yes. So they say, we wear happy.
Which sounds incredibly robotic. It puts the stress on the wrong word.
English is a stress-timed language. We only stress the important words, the nouns, the verbs, the adjectives.
Well, little grammar words.
They get crushed, they get reduced, so were becomes woo.
Woo. That's barely a sound.
It's a ghost of a sound. Listen to the rhythm. We were happy.
We were happy.
You just glide right over it. If you hit it hard,
Yeah.
We were happy. You stop the flow of the sentence.
This brings us right back to your noir detective from the intro. The where versus were problem.
The ultimate interrogation. W-H-E-R-E versus W-E-R-E.
Visually, they look like twins, but audibly...
Audibly, they are enemies, opposites.
How so?
Where, the question word is important. It demands information, so it gets the stress. It's long and high. Where?
Like the hair on your head, where?
Exactly. And where, the verb is just the bridge. It's the humble servant. It's just where. So imagine you're that detective again. You hit the where hard and you drop the where low.
Where?
That's the music of it. High, low, high. Where were you?
That is such a crucial distinction. If you say, where were you, you're not asking a question.
You're just confusing the witness. You'll get the case thrown out of court.
Okay, there's one last aha moment in the text before we get to the practice drill. It's called the birth concept.
Ah, yes. I was born.
This is a huge friction point for learners, especially coming from other languages. In many cultures, you say, I am born.
Because, well, here I am. I exist right now. It feels present.
Right. But English takes a very philosophical stance on this.
It does. The act of birth is a historical event. It happened once. It is finished.
And this is the part that blew my mind. It's passive. You didn't do the birthing.
Exactly. Your mother did the work. You were the recipient of the action, the object, not the subject.
So you can never say, I am born. That implies it's happening right now.
Which would be messy.
Very messy. So it has to be past tense.
I was born. It anchors your entire timeline. It's the first sentence of your biography.
Okay, I think we have the logic, the history, and the nuance.
I think it's time to stop talking about it.
And start doing it.
Let's do it. Welcome to the drill.
Okay, this is where we apply the 3-second rule.
The deal is simple. We're going to simulate a conversation. We will ask you a question, and we'll leave a few seconds of silence.
Your goal is connection, not perfection. Don't worry about perfect grammar. Just worry about filling that silence.
Ready. Drill sequence 1. We're focusing on singular location. I'm the detective. I'm asking where.
The prompt is home. Use I was. Go.
Where were you last night?
The answer is I was at home.
Did you catch the rhythm? I was at home. You have to mentally shift gears into reverse.
Let's try another one. Sequence 2. This is a state of being, and it's negative.
The question is, were you sick? The prompt is, no.
And remember the contraction, wasn't.
Were you sick?
And the answer, no, I wasn't.
No, I wasn't. It's punchy, isn't it? It feels good to say.
It does. Okay, let's ramp up the difficulty a little. Sequence 3. We're switching to plural.
Okay. I'm asking about your friends. So they, and the location is the park.
So watch out for that verb change. Friends means they, and they needs were.
Where were your friends?
And the answer, they were at the park.
They were. Did you feel the difference in your mouth? I was versus they were.
It really is a physical shift. It's like changing chords on a guitar. You have to move your tongue.
That's muscle memory. And you only build it by doing it. Let's do one more.
Let's do the U trap.
Oh, good one. I'm asking you and your group, so it's plural. The question is, where were you? The answer is, we at work.
Ready? The detective is asking.
Where were you?
And the answer, we were at work.
We were at work. Did you use the schwa, or did you say we were?
If you said we were, just rewind and try it again. We were at work.
That is the sound of fluency. It's not about knowing the rule. It's about the sound flowing without effort.
You know, doing these drills, I realized something. We're building the backdrop of a scene. I was at home. We were happy. It was cold.
Yes, we're painting the set.
But nothing is actually happening.
You've spotted the limitation. The verb to be is a state verb. It describes existence, location.
But not action.
It does not describe action. You can't use it for that.
So I can say, I was in the kitchen, but I can't use was to say I cooked dinner.
No, that's the classic mistake. Learners say, I was cook, I was play, I was work.
It sounds like toddler speak.
It does, because you're trying to use a static verb to describe a dynamic action. To tell the story of what you did, we need a different tool.
We need the magic ending.
We do! We need that suffix that unlocks thousands of verbs, the sound that turns walk into walked and play into played.
That's the engine of storytelling.
Yeah.
Was and were are the stage, but that magic ending brings in the actors.
Precisely. And that's exactly where we're going in our next deep dive. We're going to look at the memory and how to describe actions.
But for now, you have a mission.
Your homework is simple, but it's non-negotiable. Tonight, before you sleep, look at your day. Don't narrate what you did, just narrate where you were and how you were.
I was on the bus. It was crowded. I was tired.
We were hungry. The food was delicious. Find 5 sentences. Anchor yourself in history.
And practice that where were distinction in the mirror. Be the detective.
Where were you? If you can say that without stumbling, you are ready for the next level.
You're not a ghost anymore. You have a past.
Use it.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. We'll see you in the next memory.